Hi everyone, welcome back to PrettyWell. Dr. Angela here with you. Happy 2020. This is the first time I've been back on camera since the new year. Wanting to wish us all a very bright, healthy, wonderful year. I'm really excited to focus on smoothies in this video, how to use smoothies as a way to energize our body and detoxify our bodies. So the concept of using food as medicine is obviously very much in alignment with my naturopathic medical training, and I've used smoothies off and on for years, the last 15 years, even longer really, because back in school I've used them a lot. I've used juices as well as smoothies, but the story of me consistently using smoothies in my daily practice came at the beginning of 2018. My dad was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and thankfully he is alive and well and doing wonderfully, and I'll share more about that story this year. But I chose smoothies as a vehicle to very easily get nutrients into my dad to help energize his body and help him with his detox pathways. And while I was prepping things for my father, I made smoothies for my mother, I made smoothies for myself. I've used smoothies a lot with many of my patients over the years consistently, certainly in older patients who have difficulty swallowing things, in children. It's a very easy tool to make medicine taste wonderful. I mean, food itself is medicine, and then we can put all kinds of good things within that food to help be very strategic and specific with what's going on for our bodies. So this smoothie that I'm going to talk to you about is a general one for energy and detoxification, but smoothies can be modified in all kinds of ways. You can certainly work with your local naturopathic doctor, your local integrative doctor, any kind of integrative doctor that's on your team to tweak this formula in the direction that makes sense for what your specific health goals are. I do want to say it's the middle of winter right now, and unless you live in South America or some other climate where things are a little bit warmer right now, I think we need to be a little bit mindful with putting too much cold into the body in the winter months. And so you can do things like using fresh produce instead of frozen produce. You can use hot water as your base. You can drink hot water before and after to help heat things back up if you drink something that's a little bit cold. You can add warming herbs like turmeric and ginger to also add a little bit more circulation to the digestive tract, heat things up a little bit more. So those are all some tricks to help smoothies that might otherwise feel a little bit cold to the system feel more tolerable during the winter months. So in my smoothies, I use a lot of berries. Berries are a low glycemic fruit choice that are very, very high in antioxidants. Again, if you are having restrictions because you're on a keto diet and you have to count how much fruit, if you are diabetic, if you have SIBO, if there are certain things going on, you can make this without any fruit at all. You can just use protein powders and healthy oils and other healthy food-based proteins to get the body in the shake. I use the berries because those dark pigments just have so many antioxidants, but you can use other things like rooibos tea. There's a lot of other ways to get antioxidants in foods as well without using fruit. So just that caveat. And as usual, all of the ingredients are going to be listed in the description box. So if I talk about something and it's the first time you've heard of it, no fear, just have a look in the description box and you'll find it. And if you want to know a little bit more about that specific nutrient, if it's the first time you've heard about it, just chime in, add a comment. Dr. Patty and I definitely track all the comments. Even if we can't get to all the questions and comments as they come in, we definitely pay attention and do our best to catch up on answering the comments and questions, but they will not be ignored, and we definitely try to make content that's tailored to what you're asking for to the best of our capacity. So ask away, and I will continue to make additional videos for you guys based on things that you feel like you want to know more about. Okay, so in addition to the berries, I switch it up because, you know, we use these regularly, so to just keep the flavors moving, I change the ingredients quite often in terms of the food component of the smoothie. So sometimes I'll add vegetables to the smoothie. I might use greens like spinach and kale or chard. I might use less green veggies, things like cucumber and celery and romaine. Those I'll add nice body, fiber, water. I would use water as the base of the smoothie, but you could also use different plant nut milks. You can use coconut milk, you can use coconut cream, and you can blend that with water as well. For body and healthy fats, things like avocado are really nice. In addition, banana will certainly add body, but it's pretty glycemic, so not always appropriate for all of us, depending on what our health goals are. I always add some fiber in. I like to use these as a gentle detoxification, and so fiber is like a gentle broom to the colon every day, just kind of moving things along. There's a lot of different kinds of fibers out there, so if you guys want me to make you a video kind of breaking down different kinds of fibers and why we use them, I certainly will. Just let me know that's something you want to learn about. I tend to use cellulose quite often. Sometimes I'll use ground flax seeds, pretty benign. Sometimes I use pre-made fiber blends, like I like the Renew Life a lot, their product line, and so I'll put that in the description box for you guys. I definitely switch up the healthy fats that I do include. Sometimes I will use some flax oil because there's some omega-3 fatty acids in there and the taste is pretty benign in a shake. I will add things like MCT oil because it's a very easy fat for the body to use, very energizing, good for our brains, good for our metabolism. I always use some form of an adaptogen so that it's energizing. I personally love maca. I love the way it tastes. I love how it feels in my system. So I choose maca quite often, but maca does have some hormonal properties to it. So if you're struggling with some hormonal issues, you just want to check with your care team that would be an appropriate choice. We can also use things like rhodiola. We can use some mushrooms that are wonderful. There's a bunch of different adaptogenic mushrooms like cordyceps on the market. Ashwagandha, some people like. Ashwagandha is actually too stimulating for me, but you can play around with some of the different adaptogens and see what feels best in your system. And then I always like to add collagen powder and MSM for various reasons. Definitely is very good at keeping our GI tract healthy. So healthy GI tract, healthy immune system. So I do that quite a bit. And then it's also great for the vanity's sake. It's good for our hair, our skin, our nails, joints. MSM in addition has quite a few additional benefits in terms of detoxification, helps with allergies. So that's one I definitely choose. And then I use additional detox helpers like phosphatidylcholine and taurine and glycine, and a lot of these different aminos are also very helpful for our brain health. And so I'm all about getting wins in for the brain whenever possible. So those are the ones I choose. Again, you won't even taste these. You just fold them into the nice smoothie you're making. If you want it a little bit sweeter and you don't want to add glycemic load and you don't want something that gut bugs are going to be reactive to, you can also reach for some organic stevia. I like the sweet leaf organic stevia, but there's many other good lines out there. So this is, again, a really, it's a formula that I have used with many patients, with my own family. It tastes great. I switch it up with, like, going back and forth from fruity flavors to sometimes I'll add cacao and cacao nibs. And so just changing how the delivery form is going to taste, but these nutrients are very safe for daily use and very helpful for keeping our cells energized and keeping the toxicity down in our body. So you can try this, you can share this with a friend, you can definitely bring it to your own integrative doc and tweak it as needed for your body, but this is a great starting point. And I just want to encourage everyone to think about using smoothies as a very easy way to get more nutrition into your body on a regular basis. Hope this has helped you. Let us know what it is that you would like us to make for you in terms of future content, and we'll see you back here very soon. Thanks for being with us. Take care, everyone.